Have you ever paused and listened to the sound of your own name? We are called by it daily. It is spoken with affection, sometimes with urgency, and other times with respect. But have you ever considered that the very first sound that begins your name might also be the key to your inner world? Ancient wisdom teaches that every sound carries a vibration, an energy that subtly shapes the current of our lives. This current can influence our disposition, our patterns of thought, and the path we feel drawn to walk. A name is more than just a label for identification. It is an echo from the universe, one that merges with your existence and leaves a gentle imprint on your soul. Today, we will embark on an exploration, a deep reflection on the letters from A to Z. Let us begin to perceive the profound insights held within the first letter of your name. If your name begins with A, you are a pathfinder in life. You find yourself starting where others have not yet thought to look. There is an inner fire within you that resists stillness. You naturally emerge as a guiding force in most settings. In your community, your work, or your family, you are often the one to lead the way. You carry a quiet confidence, a clarity in your choices, and at times, a powerful resolve. When this resolve is channeled with purpose, you can reshape the very landscape around you. Your spirit does not crave comfort, it seeks growth. You possess that internal light that illuminates a path forward, rather than just following another's. If your name begins with B, your greatest quality is your heart's capacity. You are a person who does not merely maintain relationships, you breathe life into them. Genuine affection, deep bonds, and the well-being of those you care for are your highest priorities. You are deeply connected to your home, your family, and your close companions. Often, you may place the needs of others before your own. You are like the deep, calm waters of a lake that nourish everything living on its shores. If your name begins with C, you are blessed with an inner vision that can imagine the world anew. Your insights are rarely conventional. You channel this creative energy in various forms, whether it is through art, new ideas, communication, or building things. You are among the few who see situations from a completely different vantage point. Your eyes perceive not just the surface of things, but the vibrant patterns that lie beneath. Your soul is uncomfortable with rigid thinking and routine. You are an independent spirit, and your energy naturally pulls away from monotony. You are someone who can shape what is real from the space of what is possible. If the first letter of your name is D, the qualities of discipline, structure, and integrity are woven deeply into your being. You have the strength to become a stable foundation in any circumstance, the one others turn to for support during challenging times. You are honest in your intentions and deeply committed to your responsibilities. Your spirit requires stability, and you feel unsettled by a lack of order or intention. You have a natural sense of duty for your home, your work, or your community. You hold yourself to a high standard, and this gives your presence a sense of weight and depth. If your name begins with E, you are full of vibrant energy, very social, and live with a dynamic rhythm. You cannot stay still for long. You have a deep desire for new knowledge, for connecting with new people, for seeing new environments, and learning new things. These are fundamental needs for your soul. You often bring laughter to others, form connections easily, and uplift them with your perspective. Your life is like a flowing stream that is never stagnant, always moving and bringing a sense of renewal wherever it goes. You have an inherent magnetism. You are an adept communicator and open-minded, but it is through engagement with the world that you find your own inner balance. If your name begins with F, you are a soul who values freedom above all else. You cannot exist in another's shadow. You forge your own path. Even if it is a difficult one, it is uniquely yours. You have an unconventional way of seeing things, and you are not drawn to follow the crowd. Yet, when you commit to a cause, you stand by it with unwavering strength. Your spirit needs two elements: freedom and a sense of purpose. When you have both, you can achieve remarkable things that others might deem impossible. You hold a quiet strength within you that awakens only when you dedicate your entire being to a meaningful endeavor. If your name begins with G, you are a soul of profound depth. You observe everything not from the surface, but from its core. You are in pursuit of tranquility, inner stability, and true understanding. You are one of those people who may say little, but when you speak, others listen intently. You carry a natural sense of gravity and a wisdom that is not commonly found. You are a seeker in the true sense, whether of spiritual truths or of life's deeper meaning. Your soul is always searching for what is authentic, far from pretense, superficiality, and empty glamour. You are the steady flame that burns calmly, and in your light, many are able to find their own way. If your name begins with H, you place the highest importance on finding balance in life. You are a gentle soul, neither too quick nor too slow. You carry a tranquility with you that brings comfort to others. You are an excellent listener, and you sense the feelings of others with great sensitivity. You desire harmony in your relationships, peace in your surroundings, and steadiness in your life. Your soul is like a gentle melody that is never loud, but has the power to touch every heart. What you share is not just heard, it is felt. If your name begins with I, you are an individual drawn to the inner journey of the soul. You are not easily swayed by the distractions of the outer world, preferring to travel within. You often ask yourself deep questions. You reflect and find solace in spending time alone. You may appear reserved on the outside, but there is a vast universe unfolding within you. You do not connect with others easily, but when you do, it is a bond from the depths of your being. Your spirit is on a quest for truth, be it the truth of life or the nature of existence. You are like a traveler who walks their own path even in a crowd, because you are aware of your destination. If your name begins with J, your very presence embodies hope. You have a light within you that encourages others to move forward. You are filled with a positive spirit and find something good in every situation. People feel more uplifted when they are in your company. Your words, your smile, and your confidence combine to create an energy that can shift the atmosphere of an entire room. There is a bright light in your soul that illuminates the path not just for yourself, but for many others as well. You are someone who elevates others, and this selfless quality is what makes you truly special. Have you ever wondered why one person's nature is utterly calm, why another is quick to feel frustration, why someone is always smiling, while another seems perpetually lost in thought? You may have observed that simply hearing a name can form an image in your mind, as if the name and the person's essence are deeply linked. In reality, this connection is profound. Our name, and particularly its initial letter, can reflect the very tone of our soul. This isn't based on superstition, but on wisdom derived from observing the deep patterns of life. It is said that the first letter in a name carries a specific vibration, an energy that walks with us our entire lives. By understanding this, you can recognize the subtle currents flowing through your own being. If your name begins with K, you are guided by the path of meaningful action. You are among those who do not just have dreams, but who actively work to make them real. You do not dwell on ideas, you search for practical ways to apply them. Your nature is grounded in what is real and effective. You do not like to leave tasks unfinished. You carry a clear map in your mind of what must be done, how it should be done, and the right time to do it. While you are certainly capable of deep feeling, your decisions are guided by careful consideration, not just by impulse. Your soul discovers its deepest peace through purposeful action. You lead and you also serve, because you know that right action is a form of deep practice. If your name begins with L, you are a living expression of love. Your greatest joy comes from seeing others happy. You perceive with your heart and you live from your heart. Your eyes can sense the struggles of others, and your presence often brings them comfort. You possess a gentleness that can soothe even the most hardened spirit. Connection, feeling, and a sense of deep belonging are the truest needs of your soul. You are like a blossoming flower in the world, one that absorbs the harshness of the sun, but offers its fragrance to everyone around it. Your spirit finds its home only in love, compassion, and authenticity. If the first letter of your name is M, you are a person of great strength, stability, and thoughtful nature. No matter how gentle you may appear on the surface, you are internally as strong as a rock. Once you make a choice, you do not easily sway from it. You approach every task with complete dedication. For you, respect is of utmost importance, both for yourself and for others. You will always help others, but you do not wish to be dependent on anyone. Your spirit requires stability, and you maintain a sense of composure in all circumstances. You become a protector for your loved ones, and when necessary, you will silently bear any hardship to ensure their well-being. If your name begins with N, you are a soul who perceives life on a very deep level. You might seem unassuming, but your thoughts, your perspectives, and your understanding are quite elevated. You don't just see things as they are. You contemplate the forces that lie behind them. You could be a very effective thinker, strategist, or guide for others. Sometimes you may seem lost in your own world, but when you choose to speak, your insights command attention. Your spirit is on a continuous search for knowledge and truth. You do not give your trust away lightly, but for those who earn it, your loyalty is absolute. If your name begins with O, you are the kind of soul that believes in wholeness. You feel a sense of incompletion around things left unfinished. Every task, every relationship, every feeling is like a circle for you that must find its completion. You think deeply, and you also feel things profoundly. You are drawn to balance between mind and body, action and rest, connection and solitude. You are like a true practitioner who, even in the middle of a crowd, can remain inwardly still. Your spirit requires stability, dignity, and self-respect. You would never intentionally cause another harm, but if someone damages your sense of honor, you will quietly create a distance. Sometimes we meet a person, and without knowing anything about them, our heart feels they are genuine. Sometimes, we are drawn to someone simply by the sound of their voice, and other times, a person's silent presence can have a powerful effect on us. Why does this occur? Why are we drawn to certain people, perceive wisdom in others, and feel a timeless connection to a few? This is not merely about appearance. It is a matter of energy, and the primary current of that energy flows from the first letter of our name. Every letter is like a seed, giving rise to certain qualities within us. When we understand this, we begin to understand not just others, but ourselves more deeply. So, what path is your soul walking? If the first letter of your name is P, you are someone who gives the highest value to depth and meaning in life. For you, no task is merely a task. It is a duty, a purpose. You possess an energy that allows you to understand others with ease. You may be facing your own struggles, but you cannot bear to see those you care about in pain. There is a maturity to your character, meaning you do not get caught up in trivial matters. Your focus is often on the welfare of others, contributing to the community, and fulfilling your own deep-seated goals. Your soul is measured. You could say much, but you speak only what is necessary. Your inner stillness is your true strength. If your name begins with Q, you are among those rare souls whose way of thinking is entirely unique. You do not follow the well-trodden path, you create a new one. You have the gift of inquiry, and you want to understand the very root of everything. You are not confined by conventions, though you respect their wisdom. At times, people might misunderstand you because you are not part of the common flow, but the truth is that your soul is very profound and independent. You enjoy self-discovery, and your deepest longing is for truth. Even if you walk alone, when you are on your true path, a way is always shown to you. If your name begins with R, you carry within you the three forces of leadership, persistence, and passion. You do not approach anything with a half-hearted effort. You either see it through to completion, or you do not begin at all. There is a magnetic quality to your presence. People are naturally attentive to your words. You have a quickness of mind, but also the wisdom to proceed with careful thought. You hold a great deal of love for your dear ones in your heart. But if your trust is broken, you also create distance swiftly. Your self-respect is immensely important to you. You often hold back your words to preserve it. Your soul is like a fire, which can provide both light and a warning. You possess a beautiful balance of passion and wisdom. If the first letter of your name is S, you are a very emotional but deeply soul-connected individual. For you, relationships, integrity, and trust are the three pillars of life. You have no time for pretense. You connect directly from the heart. You possess a depth that may not be obvious from the outside, but those who know you well feel how authentic and special you are. You can sometimes get lost in the currents of your own feelings, but when you find a moment of quiet reflection, you become centered from within. Your spirit is naturally inclined towards love and deep connection. You are among those souls who would never harm another, but will quietly take on the burdens of others. If your name starts with T, you are a very steady, reliable, and diligent soul. You do not seek attention, nor do you speak much about yourself. Your way is to work quietly and let your actions speak for themselves when the time is right. For you, stability, security, and permanence are very important. If you begin a task, it is not in your nature to leave it half done. You possess a patience that allows you to remain strong even through difficult times. Your soul is like a tree with deep roots, in whose shade others find a sense of peace. Your love is also stable. When you connect with someone, the bond is very deep. You give trust, and you live by that trust. Now, pause for a moment and reflect. Have you seen something new within yourself? Do you now sense how alive these sounds truly are? This is not merely a name, it is an identifier for the soul's unique expression. Everything that enters our life arrives with a name. A friend, a teacher, a relationship, or an opportunity. Each name connects us to a new experience, but the foundation of that experience is often hinted at by the first letter of that name. In which direction does it guide our soul's journey? Ultimately, we may reach a point where there is no name, only the formless awareness of being. If your name begins with U, you are a soul that is born to explore the heights of what is possible. You have a desire to soar, but also to remain connected to your roots. You are very independent in your way of thinking, and you give others the freedom to find their own way. You have a large heart, and you do not hold on to anger with anyone easily. You might feel a sense of being on your own at times, but even in that feeling, you find your own liberty. Your soul needs an open sky where it can think, feel, and find itself. You hold a strength that has been cultivated through many experiences. If the first letter of your name is V, you are very balanced, wise, and filled with a sense of service to others. Your life can be an inspiration because you think not only for yourself, but for the good of all. You have the capacity to take on great responsibility, whether for your home or for the wider community. Your thoughts are steady, and you have the ability to view life from a higher, more spiritual perspective. There is a quiet, inner discipline within you that reveals itself over time. Your soul finds its deepest contentment in peace, service, and quiet contemplation. If your name begins with W, you are a very unique and wonderful soul. Your life is not meant to be ordinary. You find your greatest satisfaction in doing something new, something different. You have a powerful imagination that could make you an artist, an inventor, or a deep thinker. You may seem calm externally, but are very deep and feeling on the inside. Your dreams are not small, and you will dedicate your full energy to fulfilling them. Your relationships are profound. You allow very few people to come close, but to those you connect with, you remain deeply loyal. Your soul craves creativity, self-expression, and authentic connection. If your name begins with X, you are a mysterious soul. You are not easily understood, but for those who take the time to know you, you are invaluable. Your mind is always engaged with new concepts and new possibilities. You can be content alone and can also blend into a crowd without being noticed. You do not like to be confined by any system because your spirit is that of a seeker, a practitioner who carves out their own way. Your soul looks for a higher truth in freedom, in solitude, and in direct experience. If your name begins with Y, you are a very clear-minded and peaceful person. For you, knowledge, ethical living, and spiritual growth are very important. You have great self-discipline, and this is your greatest strength. You build your life not with words, but through your actions. Your choices are steady, and you quickly grasp the deeper realities of life. Your soul finds the greatest comfort in faith, devotion, and a consistent inner practice. You do not lose your composure easily in any situation. This inner stillness is what makes you remarkable. And if the first letter of your name is Z, you are a person who lives with a very open heart and a great depth of understanding. You possess the art of embracing every shade of life. You are generous, tolerant, and also full of wisdom. You cannot find inner peace if you see others in distress. You will always do what you can to help. Your nature is gentle, and your energy is very inviting. Your soul discovers its truest joy at the meeting point of balance, love, and courage. You are the kind of soul that quietly makes a home in the hearts of others. We have taken a reflective journey through every letter from A to Z. Each name is like a sound, a resonance that can set a course for the soul. But in moving beyond the name, we must also remember that we are not the name alone. We are the awareness that is experiencing life through this name. As we come to understand the current of our name, we move closer to that awareness, which is beyond all names, beyond all forms, which is simply being. The name is a doorway, but the soul is the home. So, let us make our name a medium for our practice, and through it, find the path that connects us to our true self. If this journey offered you a moment of clarity or a new way of seeing, consider sharing it with those who are also on a path of self-discovery. Feel free to share in the comments what letter your name starts with and what resonated with you. Remember, in every name, there is a whisper of the soul, and every soul is a unique expression of existence. Let us meet again on this path of understanding. Be well.